Hello and welcome to my sermon. It is Sunday, May 10th of 2020. Now you can hear a recording here of a FBI agent saying I didn't report any crime when he never even gave me a chance to report a crime. Now, was this one of the reasons they stormed my property and locked me up? They claimed it was a Facebook post.
Thank you for calling the FBI. May I have your first and last name, please?
Well, you can't have my name. My name, which is my property, Chad Kister, K-I-S-T-E-R. I know the FBI is fond of conning and stealing from people. My first name is Chad.
And your last name is K-I-S-T-E-R?
Right.
What's your telephone number?
My phone number is 740-753-3000.
Okay, and what's your date of birth, sir?
A year after we set foot on the moon, July 20, 1970.
So it's July 20th, 1970, correct, sir?
Yeah.
All right, and your telephone number, sir, is 740-753-3000?
Yeah, yeah.
And is that a cell phone or a landline, sir?
It's a VoIP.
Okay. And what city and state are we calling from tonight, sir?
Well, I don't live in any municipality, but I live just outside of Nelsonville, Ohio.
Nelson. So what's your zip code?
45764.
And what city is that?
Well, I'm not in the city, but Nelsonville.
Nelsonville, Ohio, correct?
Yeah, yep.
All right, Mr. Kister. Just to let you know, this tip line is reserved for official FBI business related to criminal activity with federal jurisdictions, a matter of national security. Review of your call history indicates you have not provided such information. If you continue...
Yes, I have. Oh, yes, I have. What is your name? What is your name? You are in dereliction of duty. You are in dereliction of duty. You are going to prison. You are going to prison.
About me naming the people on brain implants. And here you can see a video of the sheriffs in full battle fatigue storming my property for no reason. Oh my God, he made a Facebook post. Well, geez, that should be encouraged. We are in a pandemic. You know, Facebook, I have more than 5,000 friends. It is one of the main ways I communicate. And they just don't like people to tell the truth because they're the king of cover-ups. They're also thieves. FBI agents steal from people during those sneak and peeks, and they just get away with it. And they poison. They're the biggest murderers in our country, and people need to know the truth. And the government needs to give me my records. That's why I'm in favor of waterboarding those in the government, because they don't tell the truth. And Jesus clearly wants people to know the truth. The founders of our country want people to know the truth. And they're rolling in their graves, and it's time for us to do something about it. Federal agents, police, mental screeners, prosecutors, judges are, for the most part, Satanists, but many do not realize it. They're also mostly criminals using taxpayer dollars to commit the biggest crimes our country has seen. Their absolute power has corrupted them absolutely. And I propose locking them up into revenue recovery and information centers, which is a euphemism I've created for getting these people to have the justice they deserve. Getting them to change may be impossible, so locking them up is the only logical conclusion. Unfortunately, they're the ones involved in locking other people up. If they do not, they need replaced with people of God who respect the Constitution and people's rights, if they do not change. And unfortunately, the good ones, the whistleblowers, they usually get killed or locked up themselves. We live in a country of corruption by corruption, covered up by the Patriot Act. And God is not happy about it, nor are those in prison who should not be there, or in mental institutions who should not be there. And people need to see the big picture. When they lock up the victim, when they give protection to the criminals, the government itself and those working for them become the criminals. And that is exactly why Jesus spoke up during his time and got crucified. Luke chapter 12, verse 2. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Those in the government are extremely hypocritical for putting my life in jeopardy while I was working so hard to avoid the spread of this virus. Them forcing me out of my home, sticking a needle into my arm. You know, they're vultures, they're vermin, they're vampires, they're sadistic bloodsuckers, and they stole my urine against my will. You know, whatever happened to the Fourth Amendment? I'm just asleep in bed, the sheriff's come, just sees me, put me into the heart of the pandemic, into Blennis Hospital, a terrorist organization, right in the heart of a pandemic. They put me in ABH, the arrogant bunch of Hitlers, right in the heart of a pandemic. Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of the false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. Our government is a gang of gang-stalking, ravenous wolves. They smile a lot. Adolf Hitler is known to have charisma, but they are sadistic beasts with the power of the most powerful country on the planet. And we need to keep them in check, we the people. Titus chapter 1, verse 16. They profess to know God, but they deny him by their works. They are detestable, disobedient, unfit for any work. So I propose locking these vermin up into revenue recovery and information centers. Everyone will have the right to waterboard those in the government, get the truth, and they'll be shocked at what is happening under the Patriot Act. Now, they've locked me up for allegedly making a Facebook post. I don't even know what Facebook posts are talking about. They wouldn't even look at Facebook when I was in the hospital. When I talked to a Hopewell Hitler, that's what I call the Hopewell Health Center vermin. They wouldn't even look at the Facebook page when they were claiming that's why I was being locked up. Well, why did they lock up President Trump for all his tweets? My goodness, boy does he insult people. That's all they claim I did. They claim I insulted someone. Oh my God. What happened to the First Amendment? Jeez. Romans chapter 2, verse 3. Do you suppose, O man, that you who judge those who practice such things and yet do them yourself, that you will escape the judgment of God? God will judge FBI agents, sheriffs, prosecutors as Satanists, and we who give them taxpayer dollars will also be judged. And you're not going to be in the book of life. You're not going to go to heaven by being an FBI agent. You will by resisting them, and I mean resisting. Do it to the point where you're afraid of getting locked up, and then you know you're a good citizen. Now, dealing with this pandemic, cabin fever is setting in for people. And people need to try to occupy themselves at their homes productively. And don't forget that reading is an incredible way to do that. There's a huge number of books out there, and you just naturally get more intelligent at reading, especially if you read nonfiction. And instead of forcing meat workers to work, let's have people eat more vegetarian. It's healthier, it's better for the planet, it's cheaper, and if you cook it right, I'd make my own tofu, and it is darn good. It is good tofu. You gotta flavor it, but it's good stuff. And beans and rice can be flavored very well too. You save money, it's way better for the planet, and why are we forcing people to do something that's harmful for people's health and the environment? It doesn't make sense. And lastly, let's legalize psilocybin mushrooms. I've got a medical marijuana card, so that's already legal for me, thank God, or I'd be blind, but I would like psilocybin too. It is just a mushroom, and studies have found that it has many psychological benefits. So them locking me up in a psych ward, calling me cuckoo, well, no, I'm not. Well, okay, fine. How about you psychoterror Nazis, which is what I call psychiatrists? How about you give me what I want? I want some psilocybin. I wouldn't mind trying peyote too. And I want more marijuana. And I hope everyone rises up against this sadistic government before you go to hell. And everyone have a great week.